Hey, 49ers fans, let's dive straight into the latest development from San Francisco, because if there's one thing this team does, it's keeping us on the edge of our seats, and not always for the reasons we want. The Niners pulled off a stunning victory over the Seattle Seahawks yesterday, but it came with a heavy dose of reality about the fragility of the roster and the challenges that lie ahead. It feels almost like a pattern at this point. Since Kyle Shanahan took over in 2017, San Francisco has been plagued by injuries in ways that seem almost unbelievable. Every season brings new hurdles, new players sidelined, and new questions about how this team can keep up the momentum despite all the setbacks. And right now, with the start of this season, that streak of bad luck doesn't seem to be breaking. Brock Purdy, the quarterback who carries so much responsibility on his shoulders, came out of the game against Seattle with not just a toe injury, but also a shoulder issue. While he delivered under pressure when the team needed him most, the reality is that his availability for the upcoming matchup against the New Orleans Saints is uncertain. It's a tough situation because Purdy has shown time and again that he can overcome mistakes, reset his focus, and perform flawlessly in high-pressure situations. On Sunday, for example, he turned the ball over twice early on, but when it really mattered, he went 6 for 6 in crunch time, leading the Niners down the field without several key offensive weapons. George Kittle, Jauan Jennings, Brandon Ayuk, all sidelined, and yet Brock still found ways to connect with players who aren't usually the center of the spotlight. His improvisation and ability to read the defense under pressure is what makes him invaluable, and the team's chances hinge on whether he can recover in time for the next game. San Francisco's depth at quarterback is limited. Adrian Martinez is available as the backup, but if Purdy can't go, the team may have to bring in someone else, like Carter Bradley or Tanner Morai, who were part of the preseason roster. This is exactly the kind of challenge the Niners face week in and week out. Investing tens of millions of dollars in a player like Brock Purdy is meant to guarantee leadership and execution in critical moments. And when he's on the field, he delivers. The team's success in those tight situations underscores why having a healthy, reliable quarterback is so vital. But the combination of injuries across the roster continues to test the team's resilience, and the front office has to weigh options carefully. Meanwhile, George Kittle, the team's star tight end, will be out for 3 to 5 weeks with a hamstring injury. Losing Kittle is another brutal blow because he's not just a reliable target. He's a player who changes the dynamic of the offense. In yesterday's game, he caught the first touchdown pass of the season, setting the tone on a 95-yard opening drive. His absence will force other players, like Luke Farrell and Jake Tonis, to step up in crucial moments. Farrell can block well, but isn't as explosive as Kittle in passing situations, and while Tonis showed potential in Seattle, the offense loses the presence of a proven red zone weapon and third down threat. Kittle's recovery timeline is tricky, and if the team decides to place him on injured reserve, he'll miss at least 4 weeks, which means the Niners might not see him back until early October, depending on the schedule and matchups. Wide receivers have also been under scrutiny. Jauan Jennings' shoulder MRI came back clean, but the Niners are still waiting on CT scan results. It's encouraging news for now, but the uncertainty adds another layer of tension as the team prepares for their next road game. The addition of Kendra Bourne provides a little breathing room at the wide receiver position, adding depth and flexibility in a unit already stretched thin. Marquez Valdes-Scantling remains a speed option, and while he hasn't reached the same top-end speed he showed in previous seasons, his ability to stretch the field is still valuable for San Francisco's offensive scheme. Offensive line concerns continue to mount as well. Starting left guard Ben Bard has a sprained knee and is listed day-to-day, which highlights a bigger issue. The Niners' offensive front has struggled to stay healthy. Backup Connor McGovern is filled in when needed, but continuity in the trenches is critical for protecting the quarterback and sustaining drives. Every missed practice, every adjustment, makes the execution more complicated, and with a series of injuries across the line, the coaching staff has to adapt constantly. And then there's the kicking game. Jake Moody has struggled significantly, missing critical kicks and even having one blocked. While Shanahan initially expressed confidence in him, the team is now exploring other options. This shift is encouraging because it shows the organization is willing to confront weaknesses even in positions that often go under the radar. A missed kick or blocked attempt can be the difference between a win and a loss. And with the Niners' injury list already as long as it is, every point matters. Looking at the bigger picture, the pattern is hard to ignore. The Niners have consistently ranked among the most injured teams in the league over the past several seasons. In 2024, they were number 1 in terms of injuries, and this year, the trend appears to be continuing. Healthy seasons are rare, and each new setback reinforces the perception that this team has some kind of curse when it comes to staying on the field. Yet despite all of this, the spirit of the team and the performance when players are available continues to inspire. Each game brings a test not just of skill, but of resilience, and the 49ers keep finding ways to rise above adversity. The combination of elite coaching, talented players, and the ability to perform in high-pressure moments keeps the Niners competitive even when the odds seem stacked against them. But the reality remains. Every week is a balancing act. The quarterback situation, the wide receiver depth, the offensive line shuffling, the injuries to key skill players, and the uncertainties at kicker all contribute to a high-stakes environment where the team must adapt constantly. The victory over Seattle was a testament to the players' determination, Brock Purdy's clutch performance, and the ability of backups to step up when called upon, but it also served as a reminder of just how fragile a football roster can be. This season, more than ever, San Francisco's resilience is being tested from the first snap of the game to the final whistle. Every matchup, every practice, and every medical report matters. The fans have seen the highs and lows, the moments of brilliance and the unexpected setbacks, and they continue to support a team that refuses to quit. The Niners may be fighting injuries at every turn, but they are also proving that depth, preparation, and determination can create moments of pure football magic even in the most challenging circumstances. As the Niners look ahead, the uncertainty surrounding key players only adds to the drama of the early season. With Brock Purdy's toe and shoulder injuries still under evaluation, the coaching staff has to plan for multiple scenarios. It's one of those situations that can define a team's identity. Do they trust their star quarterback to play through pain, or do they protect him for the long haul and rely on backups? The answer is never simple, especially in a division as competitive as the NFC West, where every week brings a physical battle. And while Adrian Martinez is ready as the immediate backup, he doesn't have the same experience or the rapport with the starting offensive line and wide receivers. The possibility of bringing in someone like Carter Bradley or Tanner Morai shows that the front office is thinking proactively, but it's also a sign of how thin the roster really is. In football, depth isn't just a luxury, it's a necessity, and San Francisco is feeling that more than most teams. The wide receiver room is also in flux. Marquez Valdes-Scantling has shown flashes of his previous speed, but after missing time, there are lingering questions about how quickly he can return to full form. Russell Gage and Jake Tonis have both stepped up in the absence of starters, but relying on players with limited game experience can be a double-edged sword. One spectacular catch can shift momentum, but one missed assignment can change the outcome of an entire drive. Kinder Bourne's recent signing gives the team another option, and his familiarity with Shanahan's system from prior seasons is a valuable asset. He adds depth, but it also underscores the reality that the Niners can't afford any more setbacks in their receiving core. On the offensive line, the concerns remain just as pressing. Ben Bart's sprained knee puts pressure on backups like Connor McGovern to fill in seamlessly, and history shows that when starters are forced to miss time, continuity suffers. Kyle Shanahan's offensive system relies heavily on timing, precision, and coordinated movement across the line. Every injury forces adjustments, which ripple through the offense, creating additional challenges for Purdy and his receivers. The combination of a high-powered passing attack and a run-heavy scheme requires cohesion that is difficult to maintain when injuries disrupt rotations. It's not just about replacing a player physically. It's about replacing chemistry and instinct, which are built over months of practice and on-field experience. Meanwhile, the kicking situation has reached a critical point. Jake Moody's struggles, including missed and blocked attempts, have raised serious concerns about his reliability. Even in games where the Niners dominate on offense, a missed kick can undo a team's efforts and swing momentum toward the opponent. Shanahan's willingness to explore alternative options is a clear sign that the coaching staff is prioritizing results over loyalty or draft investment. Special teams often fly under the radar, but in a league where games can be decided by a single point, every kick, every snap, and every hold carries enormous weight. The Niners need stability in this department to complement what is already a fragile roster. Defensively, San Francisco faces its own set of challenges. Injuries on the offensive side of the ball often create pressure on the defense to compensate, but the team's defensive line has been one of its strengths in recent seasons. Nick Bosa's ability to close out games, as he did against Seattle, is critical, but relying too heavily on a few playmakers isn't sustainable over a 16-game season. Opposing teams will study film, looking for weaknesses created by absent starters, and the Niners have to adjust week after week to maintain their edge. Depth across the roster is tested here as well, and the coaching staff's ability to rotate players effectively will play a huge role in long-term success. The mental toll of these injuries cannot be underestimated. Players constantly stepping into new roles, adjusting to different personnel, and dealing with the physical grind of the NFL is exhausting. But there's a resilience in San Francisco that has been forged over years of adversity. The team's ability to perform in clutch moments, particularly with Brock Purdy at the helm, shows that leadership and determination can bridge gaps created by absence. The challenge is maintaining that level of focus and execution consistently, especially when every week brings new surprises and unexpected hurdles. Looking at the upcoming schedule, the Niners will have to navigate road games against formidable opponents. The New Orleans Saints, with their new coaching staff, present a unique challenge. Adjustments on both sides of the ball will test San Francisco's flexibility, particularly if key offensive contributors like Purdy or Kittle are limited. Success will require more than just talent. It will demand preparation, adaptability, and execution under pressure. Every missed block, every drop pass, and every turnover will be magnified, making every decision and every play critical. It's also worth noting the culture that Kyle Shanahan has cultivated. Despite injuries and setbacks, the team continues to show fight and cohesion. Young players like Jake Tonis stepping into the spotlight demonstrate the depth of talent and the importance of preparation. Shanahan's offense is complex, but players who understand their roles and can execute under pressure elevate the team even when stars are sidelined. That culture of resilience and accountability is what allows the Niners to compete week after week, even when facing a laundry list of injuries that would cripple many other teams. San Francisco's situation serves as a reminder that football is a team sport in its truest sense. Wins are rarely the product of one player alone. They emerge from preparation, depth, resilience, and the ability to adapt to circumstances beyond anyone's control. For the Niners, injuries are a constant, but they've also shown that adversity can create opportunities for lesser-known players to step up and make a name for themselves. The season ahead will be defined as much by how well the team navigates these challenges as by the final scores on the board. Every week is a balancing act, every snap a test of focus, and every adjustment a chance to prove that San Francisco can endure and thrive despite setbacks. The road ahead is not easy, but if the past is any indication, the Niners have the mental toughness and talent to find ways to win. Watching how this team adapts, how backups step up, and how star players return from injury will be as compelling as any game itself. Fans have already seen flashes of brilliance, moments of clutch execution, and the emergence of players ready to rise to the occasion. That resilience is what keeps the spirit of the team alive and the fans invested, no matter how challenging the circumstances. But before we dive in, don't forget to subscribe to 49ers Zone and hit the like button on this video. Your support helps us keep bringing you the latest updates on the San Francisco 49ers. And don't forget to share your thoughts on the news in the comments below. The San Francisco 49ers might be gearing up for a seismic shakeup in the NFC West. Rumors have been swirling around the league, and sources close to the team suggest that Aaron Donald, the defensive juggernaut from the Rams, has agreed to terms with the 49ers. If true, this move would send shockwaves through the division, instantly transforming San Francisco's defensive front into one of the most feared in the NFL. Donald, a three-time Defensive Player of the Year, is known for his relentless pursuit of quarterbacks and uncanny ability to disrupt even the most polished defensive lines. "I'm coming to hunt the QBs of the NFC West," he reportedly told insiders, a statement that could set the tone for what many are already calling the most vicious rivalry chapter in recent memory. For years, the 49ers have boasted a stout defense, but adding a player of Donald's caliber could elevate them from contenders to outright favorites. The timing of this move is what has analysts buzzing. With the season around the corner, the 49ers would not only gain a dominant pass rusher, but also send a clear message to their divisional rivals. The Seahawks, Rams, and Cardinals might have to rethink their offensive strategies entirely, knowing that a defensive force like Donald could be waiting for them every Sunday. Sources suggest that the contract terms are generous, reflecting the 49ers' urgency to secure a superstar who can make an immediate impact. Fans are already reacting on social media, with hashtags like #Donald49airs and #NFCHunt trending within hours of the initial leak. The prospect of pairing Donald with the 49ers' existing defensive talent has ignited imaginations, sparking debates about the team's potential to dominate both the regular season and the playoffs. Coaches are rumored to be thrilled as well, envisioning schemes where Donald can terrorize quarterbacks while opening opportunities for his teammates to shine. While nothing has been officially confirmed, the buzz is undeniable. If Aaron Donald truly dons the red and gold, the NFC West might just enter a new era of defensive supremacy. The rumor mill is running at full speed, and fans are left to wonder, can any quarterback survive the coming storm? That's it for this update. If you enjoyed the video and want to keep receiving exclusive news about the San Francisco 49ers, make sure to subscribe to 49ers Zone and give this video a like. We always look forward to hearing your comments and opinions. See you in the next video.